Hi everybody, this is Sveta from Home Staging Step by Step, and today I decided to do a little impromptu live session just because I wrote a blog recently on homestagingstepbystep.com about the main questions that I receive from home sellers, and they're always the same, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a little live session and tell you about them. And then if you want more details, you can always go on my blog on homestagingstepbystep.com, and the blog post is called Home Staging Questions. So I know a lot of people already know what home staging is, and there is a lot of presence on HGTV and other media. A lot of people love watching the shows, and of course home staging looks so fabulous and easy, which is not. But still, there are a lot of people who don't really understand the concept of home staging, so I thought it was a little maybe important for me to explain it again. So home staging is not just decorating, and it's not just making the things look pretty. It is part of it, of course, it's the last part. But the first part, which is a lot more boring but necessary, is really preparing the house for the process of putting it on the market. So to me, home staging is a process of preparation of putting your property for sale. So it's almost like going for an interview. You know, you're gonna take a shower and put some makeup on and put your best clothes on and make sure that you smell good and look pretty, and that is exactly what you're doing for your house. So you know, think about this. Your house is probably your biggest financial investment. So why wouldn't you put a little bit of money and a little bit of time into making it look as perfect as possible to show it off? Because you know you're gonna get a lot more money for something that looks good and feels good and is welcoming to people. Isn't it just so logical? I think it is. So I think that leads me to the next question. What is, how is it different from decorating? And before I address that, I just want to talk maybe about some benefits, and that those are really proven benefits of home staging. Mind you, it's very difficult to statistically demonstrate exactly what it does. But believe me, I've been doing this for 13 years. I have helped thousands of home sellers and real estate investors and realtors to sell their properties. And a lot of times people come to me out of desperation because they don't think at the beginning that they need home staging, and they think, oh, my house looks perfect and it's fine and it's very desirable and I'll sell it within 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks go by, and then 2 months go by, and then 4 months go by, and they don't get any offers. So then they get very concerned and frustrated, and they start seeking me out. And what happens is once I go in and I tell people about certain problems or issues that they should look at and the way they should change things around, if they do listen to me, miracles happen, and they really, really do. So many times I have seen houses sell within a week or two after being staged, whether before for 7 months, 8 months, a year, they were not able to sell it. Now, if it only happens once, you can say, yeah, that's a coincidence. You know, if it happens twice, maybe it's a coincidence. But honestly, in the last 13 years that I've been doing this, I have seen it dozens, possibly hundreds of times. So there is special techniques and tips and things you need to know, and it's kind of a science and kind of art. So how is it different from decorating? The decorating is really for yourself. So when you live in a house, you make it look pretty and attractive, and you choose the colors that you like, and you buy objects that you like, and that is fine because you're doing it consistent with your personal taste. Whether when you're doing home staging, you're basically doing it for the sellers and not for you. So your property, it's the opposite. It has to be neutralized, so it has to look as a model home. And it doesn't mean it has to be boring or bland, but it will probably look more neutral, more subdued, maybe some accents of color, but you have to remove certain things that are personal to you, like all the photographs, for example, and you try to make it look as a model home because you don't really know who your clientele is going to be, so you're trying to make it look as pleasant as possible for as many people as possible. So the main benefits of home staging in general are the fact that you're going to sell your house probably much faster, and you will also sell it for more money, or at least the negotiation range is going to be smaller. So if you're asking, as an example, let's say $300,000 for your house, the typical negotiation range might be 7-8%, so you might end up selling it for 280. Now, whether if a 300,000 is the right price for your house and it's nicely staged and it's nicely presented and basically it's a turnkey solution and people can just move in, there's no reason for them to take down $25,000. So chances are they will pay your asking price or very close to it. So for you, it might be net gain to $15,000. I think it's quite realistic. And also, of course, the stress, because the stress accumulates. So if the house is sitting on the market for 3, 4, 5, 6 months or more, you can't move forward. Your life is on hold. You have other ideas, you had projects, maybe you found your dream home, and all of a sudden, nothing's happening. So you sit and you wait, and people are disturbing you, and they're coming in, and you have to always tidy up for the visits. So it is very annoying. I know, I have been there myself not so long ago, but luckily my house sold within 3 weeks with 2 offers. So it is a difficult, complicated, and stressful process to be selling your property. So if you can sell it faster and with a lot less stress and have extra money at the end of it, why wouldn't you put a little bit of investment and a little bit of effort in the beginning? So this is why I think you should invest a little bit of effort and a little bit of money. And the best time, of course, is not to wait 6 months later when you're desperate. The best time, if you can, and you think about it, is to do it before you put the house on the market. And this is what I recommend to all my home sellers who come to me, is don't waste time. Just do the job first, and then you call a realtor in, or whichever way you're going to market, and then you market it at its best possible look. Now, how much will it cost? Of course, that's the main question. That question is very difficult to answer because it really depends. It depends on the condition of the house. It depends on what needs to be done. It depends on how much money you can invest. But the general rule is that you should look at about 0.5 to 1% of the property value as your potential budget. Now, I have seen properties where we've spent a lot more, 2 to 3%, but that's because the house was not renovated for over 50 years, so that's normal. On the other hand, maybe it will only cost you $200, $300, $400 because your house is almost perfect, maybe just needs some decluttering and some cleaning and a couple of decorative items. So the range can be very different, but I can guide you with the ideas and the priorities and approximately how much the cost of your project would be, because every project is different. Now, the other question for today is, can I do it myself or should I hire a professional? So again, it depends. Of course, you can hire a professional, and the services are very, very various and different in price. So it starts with a home staging consultation that can be done in person. That's what I do around my area, which is Montreal, Canada. And it can also be done online. That's what I do for my other clients who are not accessible to me physically. And within an hour and a half, we go through the property virtually or physically, and I give people advice on everything that needs to be decluttered, removed, repaired, reorganized, and changed, or maybe add some decorations to make the house look at its best. So that's the minimum service, which I would say you would probably want to hire a professional for if you decide to go that route. Now, the difficult part is, of course, you can do it yourself, but you have to be very honest, and you have to be able to be critical and objective towards your own house, which is very difficult to do because you're probably very emotionally attached. Now, remember, the day you decide to sell your house, it's not your house anymore, it's not your home. It is a marketing product, and that's how you should try to look at it. So you have to be able to be critical and objective and hard on your property to see it with the potential buyer's eyes, not your eyes. So if you think you can do that, then there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it yourself by putting a little bit of extra work, but it will also save you money. Now, I do provide help and guidance and coaching in that area. And I am coming out with a new program very soon, which will teach people who want to do their own home staging exactly step by step on how to do it. So if you're interested in that, please drop me a line. I have a contact form on homestagingstepbystep.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Homestaging Step by Step. And that is what I wanted to address today. So if you have any more questions, by the way, I also provide free of charge 15 minutes online chat to answer any of your questions or any of your concerns, and to help you to get going if you need to stage your house like a pro and sell it for more. So I hope it answered some of your questions. And if you have anything else, please drop me a line. I'll talk to you soon.